Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here on another day of the Astrogravitational Reports. Hopefully, you find you in a good mood, energies, even though that right now the energies are not kind of like intensified, particularly within oneself. Um, if you watched yesterday's report, I give you during the report what's going to happen a little bit today. When the moon is going to be moving into Libra. Okay, so to go with this as energies directly, we're going to see some today the transitions of Virgo to Libra, and this is going to be the finalizing thing from you to yourself, and of course, is going to be what tested out within the relationship. This can trigger a lot of unfinished stuff, lots of things, particularly that we're going to see some at the end of the day that the moon is also is going to be opposing Saturn. Okay. Saturn, I'm going to be talking a little bit when at that time comes, but when Saturn is opposing the moon, those are the limitations of what you should not do as an emotionally, but can be bringing a lot of positiveness or the negative stuff. Usually, this aspect is very hard, particularly if there is a union with Saturn and the Moon. That is actually a karmic situations with mother or a feminine energies of intuition that needs to learn hard lessons. So to starting up with the day, I mean, we see a lot of troubleshooting problems that we're talking about within Gemini. That is a squaring with the North Node. Basically, the love and the values, you don't know. It's the duality. Where did they need to be? How did you try to look at it, things? You try to look at it, situations of what you are about to facing in there. Another thing it is about family patterns. That's Jupiter squaring Mars and beginning to square Saturn, which is also it's kind of like a limitations, and you have to look at why not growing. And this actually is going to be triggers the stuff because as we see in it today, in particularly that by the exiting out of Virgo, the moon it is going to start opposing Neptune. What did that mean though? That means that the visions, the clarities in there that you have within yourself, that you have with the things that are happening in there is about you, okay? But you don't have to take a look at it because the moon opposing Neptune into the astropsychology is the moon tries to have domination. And that dominations is also to have a control over. But when you look at it within yourself, are you carrying it, that energy that is going to be transiting it? When are you bringing it into where? To the relations. Okay? Relationships, doesn't matter what it is. We're going to see some of this energy that is going to come out. But at the same time, a very beautiful aspect it's happening because the moon at 28 degrees is 150 degrees with Chiron. Time to heal things within oneself. So, with that being said, this is going to be pretty much at 7 o'clock in the morning. The energies that we're going to see at 8 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Aquarius, pointing out to Jupiter. It's the time to, it doesn't matter fast or so on. It's time to what? Grow. Something has to be growing within where? Within the environment of here on earth at home, but it's starting from where? Home, me, what I feel, how I feel. So this energies is going to be some very positive because it's going to be sextiling Mars, and Mars is sextiling the ascendant. Are you friendly to your own self? Okay. This is going to be some a very good kind of like starting up, for those people who are waking up a little bit late at 8 o'clock. It's like, okay, it's time to start it up the day a little bit more. putting in how beautiful it feels. But at 9 o'clock, we are going to start facing what? The challenges that we need to do from within ourselves. The emotions, is there proper emotions? Is that's what it's supposed to be? And you start getting it into this energies in there, and I'm doing the right things. This is going to be also a checkup for it because the moon is going to be at 29 degrees, 27 minutes at Virgo. As you see it, this actually aspect is very beautiful. And let me explain why. If you see it particularly right now, this is like a little bit of, in a way, it's kind of like kite if you take a look at it. These blue lines in there. So who do we have? Well, the moon, it's trining Uranus and Venus. It's trining Pluto, and that Pluto and Uranus and Venus, they're sextiling Neptune and Saturn. That means there is a synchronized energies despite the oppositions, despite the controls, despite of everything, because the one thing with the moon and Neptune is in there, it is this conflict when they are in oppositions in there. That is one of your intuitions facing the visions. Okay, and when you're facing the visions, what you are going to see? So Neptune is gonna be comes in. It says like, are you looking at the proper vision? Are you looking at the proper situations? Are you looking at into this, or you are fantasizing illusions? And but at the same time, the moon, essence, his intuition is like, I want to control what I see. I want to put this domination in there, as the intuition tries to dominate over the big planets. Usually that doesn't lead to good things. But when we have this synchronized energies from there, the visions and that committing towards Pluto of the transformations, they change and upgrade the intuition. Are you finally ready? Are you are ready for this? And so on, to face challenges. And the only way you're going to be facing challenges, that is when you are what? In relations with others. Okay? And this is going to be start coming up because we're going to see some in the next hour. The ascendant is going to be with Jupiter. Right now, that growth, we see in it that something moves forward. Despite anything and everything and all the problems, life goes on. And Jupiter is like moving ahead, just getting it in there. We have a lot of new powers, new visions that comes in Aries, which is Neptune is in Aries. We have new structures that we're developing. It's also in Aries, right? So now with these energies, even though despite of everything, we see some things that goes forward, and you're gonna start feeling good because the inner work, the only one aspect that it has is the trine with Jupiter. It's like there is no other choices except to grow. And I see myself that I grow from with this. Okay? All right. The next hour, this is going to be at 11 o'clock. The inner work right now, it's going to be with Saturn. And we see that right now this energy is coming up and it says like, but what about Saturn? What about the karmic stuff? What about this? At the same time, though, we see the moon, it's already moving into Libra, right? Now the moon, it is this energy is of the beginning of Libra is exact trine with the beginning of Gemini. New things are coming, new relationships are based of new friendships, new ways you're looking at the friendships. A lot of things is gonna beginning in the next hours because the moon, as she moves forward, she also is gonna be exactly trine Venus, love and values that it comes in, because every relationship goes through the love and values. Are they proper? Are they greater? that comes in into the right thing. But now the inner work says you're walking into these relationships, you have to look at these visions, you have to look at it, these karmic situations, because Saturn is also the ruler of the karma. And right now, when you see that in there, what is the Saturn is going to do? Don't try to control me. You cannot control me. Cannot control me how to do the karma. Cannot control. You can only want support and create structure. And then I can help you to teach you how to develop. That's what Saturn is. Okay? He's the greatest teacher. But you cannot teach the teacher. And that's what the intuition is going to be trying to do with this. All right. As we are going in forward more through the day at 12 o'clock, the inner work is going to be squaring Jupiter. Some of the things that it's coming in with those triggers is, have we been matured? Have we been grown up not to do this to poor Saturn, right? Not to be teaching the teacher, in a way that it's coming in, and not to overcome the others, we trying to control, because the moon tries to get in the control. And with this energy, you may gonna feel some a little bit intensified and pressures from the ego, because the ascendant it squares a little bit, not that much, but a little bit squares the sun, and usually that doesn't go very well. In particular, try to put Aries and Leo together and try to work with them and tell them what personal is gonna be for them, and it's just watching the show, okay? Because you're gonna see somehow this conflict in there all of a sudden is gonna be rising up with this. So think about that, okay? But when it comes into this, the sun is right now at Taurus. What about finances? How are we going to do finances? How are we going to do surviving? How are we going to do everything? And right now, the sun is squaring Pluto. That is the triggers. How are you going to handle it? That trigger is going to be very, very interesting. But the authority, the sun, is at 8 degrees, while Pluto is at 5. So the sun is already pulling forward. You already set something to move forward. All right, well, this is the authority time. You're going to be looking into all those energies. You're going to be see some all this, what you getting yourself into it. And pretty soon we're going to see the sun is going to have some like no aspects. There's going to be no aspects because of what? Because of it's going to dropping off these degrees with Pluto and the North Node. You're going to feel like you have to do certain things yourself. In order to understand how the things are done, you have to first learn it from within. Now, as we are seeing it, that the ascendant that it's going to be at Leo, if you go back like 2 days ago, it is the wisdom that was gained there. How to listen, how to speak, how to inspire. What is it that internal wisdom of, like, in the old days, I'm going to send you back into the old days. In the old days, people were going to the kind of like the king or the spiritual guide and so on. Tell me something that I need to know because I have this issue about guidance. And that's what is about it. Okay? People were bringing in chickens or eggs and so on, or fruits and something, and giving it in there as an energies exchange. Okay, and now this wisdom in there is going to be coming in. It says like, I heal that wisdom, I understand this wisdom, and I understand what it needs to be done. So basically your ego is going to be kind of like a suppressed, okay, instead of giving to me, but you are exchanging something that you received. All right, 2 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Taurus, ascendant is going to be at Virgo. This is the energy that we are facing it. There's a lot of this in there, particularly that the Venus and Uranus is squaring the ascendant with the South Node and the North Node. A lot of karmic growth that it's coming in there, because see, the nodes, they are driving opposite compared to the planets moving forward. So right now we're going to start see some particularly pressures of the North Node in there, that when it comes into Pisces, okay, it's going to be a squaring Uranus. And this is going to be some also a pressure from the South Node, because the South Node is moving back, Uranus is moving forward. So if you look at it in this situations, there's going to be a lot of pressures that you feel like things that you need to do. But this is also is going to be some changes that it needs to be done. Okay, of what are you getting and how are you getting it to? 3 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Gemini. We see some very beautiful energy within the intuition, very beautiful energies with Pluto. Okay, everything is going to be deep field. Okay, the whole day this Venus and Uranus and Pluto is going to be working out the issues. But as we are seeing it, this the moon is already moved into the second degree of Libra, and she's preparing to be exact oppositions with Neptune. The question is are you ready to facing, okay, to drop off this energy? I want to dominate. I want to be controlled over the visions. I want to say what it has to be, and so on and so on, instead of following the things that needs to be. Because when you are in relationships, you cannot dominate. And that is going to be the lesson. You have to learn to change, transform, get the values, get what it's been bringing it to you from the universe, Uranus. And we see something, these two energies, when they comes together, they are going into the proper structure and the proper visions. All right, 4 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Gemini, the ascendant is going to be at Virgo, the duality, you're going to be thinking. You're definitely going to be thinking within this aspect in there. But overall, this hour, the energy is going to be okay, because it is okay with the communications. The process of thinking. You know, before you do, you have to think. Okay? Before you do, you have to think. And thank God that right now Mercury is in that position, is in there, because before you're taking actions, as we talk about it in there, because Mars is already at Aries, you are thinking your actions. What they are going to be, how they're going to be, and so on and so on. Particularly with these new energies that we are building it right now. All right, well, here is 5 o'clock. That is the energies that the moon is at 3 degrees, and we see some Neptune at 3 degrees, ascendant is at 4 degrees. And now this energy is going to be like, just do it. Just take over. It's going to have to be, you not see this home family values. You're not seeing this energy. You're not seeing that. There's going to be a lot of ego that it's Saturn. It is trying to suppress the emotions. Saturn is trying to pushing in there. It says like, okay, you are not ready. You never learned this, and so on and so on. The wrong visions. And don't talk about those visions. But get these visions in there, and doing it is I am change myself to those visions, and I'm ready for it. Okay, and the only way you to practice it, this is when you are what in the relationships with others, because when you are within yourself, for yourself, you are ready. But in order you to be ready, It's the same thing, like, okay, you went to school, you study, and so on. Okay, I'm ready to go to the field. Yeah, but between study and the field, you know how big the difference is? A lot. Okay? Particularly that we are talking about performance. Okay? And now, as this is going to be coming in, is a very great energies. Okay? Because they're going to be trigger things. But also there is a lot of solutions. I talked to some people and I told them, instead of using these conflicts, as I explained yesterday, that triangle of hell, as I call it, the T-square, you have other aspects. Instead of seeing these pressures and energies in there, see how you can transform. You're a seed, right? But the seed has to be in relationship with what? With the soil in order to bloom, right? So that's how you should have to take a look those energies. Otherwise, in the relationships, if you taking those energies, those heavy energies, and you're putting towards your partner and you try to dominate, control, and mandate, okay, because the moon tries to mandate Saturn, and Saturn is like, for real. And this is going to be leading to disaster. This is going to be trouble in the paradise all over the place. It's just, yeah. Because usually this moon opposing Neptune leads to a very unhealthy, unhappy also relationships. So it is the moon opposing Saturn. It creates all this. But the positive side is that Neptune opposing Moon is opening you up for your psyche. And this is where the realizations and aha moments will be. Okay? While Saturn is going to be have you explore new techniques, have you explore different things inside of you that you already kind of like know. Can you cross over the boundaries and limits, but not within other people, but within your own self? He's gonna be throwing you the glove, and he's like, "Here is a challenge for you." Okay. All right. 7 o'clock. This is gonna be some. It's a 7 p.m. This is gonna be the energy about not. I'm suggesting you try not to communicate as much in there, because this is energy that it's opposing Mercury and Chiron. In there, this is usually sometimes when you're talking about with this, it's like, well, in a partnership, we're not talking this, we're not talking that, and point fingers towards each other. Okay. Particularly with this, I call it Mercury and Aries. It's a pepper tongue. Okay, thinking about it like a pepper spray, but instead of pepper spray, pepper tongue, and you don't care what you're saying, and so on and so on, and how with words can harm people. So you have to be very careful with this energy. Also, that the inner work that it's going to be at Leo, it is opposing Pluto. Some people has not changed. Some people still thinking about that authority of what has to be done into the material world. Okay. Well, the situations is going to be what they're going to be, right? They are going to be what they're going to be. It's all about your reactions to it. All right. 8 o'clock, this is going to be the ascendant at Scorpio. It's a lot of divine energies. They're going to be from Mars and Venus. Okay. Are we doing the right thing? Are we looking at that? There is something that we have to overcome in there. How come with this energy, in the material world, it is the proper things with how we see it in the material world? Are we doing the proper thing as a couple in the material world? Because Scorpio is not only about intimacy and have this union and so on and so on. No, it's the whole picture. Because Scorpio likes to control the money of others. But it's not about that. Okay? It is about our money. And sometimes Scorpio has this tendency. And right now Pluto is like, nope, you cannot do it. And this is going to be some also interesting moments because Mars and Venus is like, who is the authority in here? Okay? What are you going to be putting in the authority? We see that the North Node and the Sun, they have divine aspects towards the Moon. What does that tell you? Okay? Intuition and authority trying to resolve their relationship. Pisces and Taurus, spirituality and the material world. Which one are you going to choose? Well, you got to make balance between them. Okay? You got to have balance between them. This is why these divine energies from Pisces and Taurus, they're pointing where? Balance. If you have to ask, more proper way, this is about heaven and earth, where is the balance is, right? And it says where the balance is because the solution for that is what? Neptune and Saturn. At the start of the beginning of the day. All right. Well, things is going to be a little bit more calm down in a way, but the divine energies are continue to help in there. Even to paradise, but you have to also look at it is what needs to be done in there. Now we see some very interesting. Also, there is going to be a Neptune Pluto yacht towards the inner work from the past. You haven't learned the lessons from the past. You have not done the things from the past. Haven't learned. They're going to keep repeating until you learn. Okay? But in order to go forward, you have to learn the past. You can't just go forward and it's like, oh, I thought it's this, I thought it's that, and it's so on and so on. Something happened in the past. Something's in there. You might miss it to learn it. You might miss to understand it. But usually those yachts towards the South Node or towards the North Node, they are giving you solutions. Okay? And now we see some that also the North Node and the Sun, they are really pointing out towards the Moon. Where is your intuition? How are you going to be navigate that intuition with yours? Right? You're not by yourself only. You are right now practicing your intuitions in the relationships. Respect, honor, dignity, balance, love, all that Libra's energy in there. But that Libra energy, the solution is you have it in you. Because if you don't have it within you, guess what? You're going to have a fight in there. Okay? All right. 10 o'clock, we see some another yacht with Mercury, Divine Talks. Divine's going to talk to you. Right? Ascendant is at Scorpio. You're digging up what is not healed. A lot of Divine talks about this. It's going to be some actually a very proper energy after all this that we are going to see it because of those energies that we have processed. Okay, beautiful times, beautiful energies because we preparing for that talks. Okay, hopefully you're not talking with this pepper tongue. Okay, as Mercury is in Aries in there, but you are talking to what? To express who you are. If you don't know something, hey, I don't know it. If you want to learn, talk to someone. If you don't know something, go and investigate it. If you cannot figure out how to investigate it, go to someone who is a pro. They will tell you. of course, you have to what? Pay. Pay in one way or another. Okay? And we're going to see some great energy at the end of the day. This is going to be at 11 o'clock. The inner work is going to be with the moon. Pretty much everything is going to be coming to a point because right now the moon, it's going to be opposing still Neptune, Saturn, and Mars. Inner fights within yourself. Are you going to be able to calm the storm within you? So you don't put this storm into relationships. Very powerful energy. The ascendant is the divine energies with the sun. The sun, it is 150 degrees with the moon, and the moon, it goes into the north node, right? But the north node is T-squaring Venus and the ascendant. Okay, so again, to go forward, something has to really happen in where? In a personality within the relationship. But if you bring your personality issues into the relationships, there will be no relationships in a way. And this is where the learning is about your emotions. Very great energy to learn things. Why? Moon, it's trining Venus. You learn the love and values in the relationships. Moon, it is trining Uranus. The new energies that it came in the earlier today. The moon, it's trining Pluto. You understanding the new age that comes in. The moon is sextiling the ascendant. You see a proper visions that are coming. But the triggers is about you, how you handling those triggers. And when you get to the triggers, what they are going to teach you. Okay, for some of you, maybe those things are heavy, but you need to understand that from heavy work always pays off. All right, guys. So that's what it was, the astro-gravitational report. Hopefully everything is going to be good. I will be happy to hear your comments, guys. Okay, I'm happy to hear your comments, and I'm going to be giving you for tomorrow, the 29th. I'm going to be giving you 7 o'clock in the morning. How it's going to be? Okay. Well, the moon is going to be pretty much at the 12th degree in there to it. We're going to see some these energies of opposition of Mars. Hopefully you did not went to bed angry, because you're going to wake up angry. But there's going to be some very good energy still within Venus and Pluto with the inner work. Because right now you're going to be, I've changed. I've done the right thing. I learned my lesson. And I'm ready to go more forward. Okay? But we are going to be seeing what we have been learned and what we have to face more about this. Because today, the moon actually is going to be passing through Libra. Okay? I'm talking about the 29th. But then the moon is going to be going to where? Scorpio. Preparations for a full moon. Okay? But we're going to talk about this in a few days. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. And if you like what you hear and those advices were helpful for you, would love to hear. And of course, come back tomorrow for another astro-gravitational report. Much love to you guys, and I definitely wish you good luck.